Hey everyone, some updates for you. Just got back from a little vacation in Thailand there. Spent 3 weeks over there in the nice 85 to 90 degree weather, 99 degree weather. No humidity where I was at up in the provinces. Tell you what, I hate being back here. It's 46 degrees out here, Fahrenheit. But some updates on the bikes. Let's start with the H1. Update on the H1, it's a 76 KH500 for those not familiar with this one. I've had it apart this winter, fuel tank off, all that, carbs off. Went through the carbs. The carbs were not in the proper order on the bike. I've got that all squared away now. Went up one step on the pilots and the mains. We'll see how that goes. I know the pilot seems to be in the right. I did get it fired up here after I put it together, and that pilot jet seems to be the right size now. So I went up one size on the mains, and we'll see how that works out. But while putting her back together, I took the stock. These were the stock bars. I call them mini apes. They do come up a bit, and I replaced them with some built well. They call the low profile tracker bars. They're about 1.75 inches rise. So gives me a lot nicer seating position instead of feeling like I'm on a chopper. So upright seating position, maybe an inch lean forward at the most. So some other updates on this. Oh, friend, while he was help cleaning out my buddy's shop, passed away. Oh, these were going to be thrown away. This box was going to be thrown away. And in this box, dun, dun, dun. Here's some Higgspeed expansion chambers for the bike. Got them all packed up here, so you really can't see them, but you'll see them when I take them out and put them on the bike. But these will be going on. My buddy Keith had these shipped to him in November 2020, and they were never installed, so now I know which way he wants to go on this bike. You know, it's not going to be a stock restoration, just going to make it a slightly modified from the stock form here. Try to keep it nice and clean though. The paint on this looks good from 50 foot, but whoever had painted it didn't prep it properly, so every single panel from tail, side panels, fuel tank, they've all got bubbles on them from improper paint prep. You know, so I think best way to paint this in the future would be strip it down completely to get the grease, because if you only sand her down and paint, you still got that grease under there, or wax or whatever it is, the impurities that makes it bubble. So that's that. The Scrambler 1200, well, I got to check the tire pressures here and air them up if need be. I got to ride it over so-so cycles today and get the braking service done. It's 4 miles from being due, so I've got my appointment at 11:30 today. So let me get that done and get this bike out of here. Alright guys, we're on the way to So-So Cycles. Go get the braking service done on this, see how much that sets me back today. Made adjustment on GoPro setting. I turned the wind setting to full on. Hopefully that cuts down on the wind noise. And I adjusted the camera view a bit down. We'll see how that looks today, whether if I need to readjust it back up a bit. I think on my other helmet I adjusted it a bit down already after the last ride, so hope it didn't overdo it. Well, let's get to So-So Cycles and see how the service goes. Tell you what, being in Thailand for 3 weeks, really nice getting out of this cold weather. Really didn't want to come back other than my motorcycles are here. There's my fuel light with 2 dots, damn it. I have to stop and get fuel before I get in there for service. Don't want them having a empty fuel tank when they test ride it. Welcome to So-So Cycles, Ducati, Triumph, BMW, and we're not going to talk about that electric thing they call a motorcycle nowadays. Blasphemy. Doors open, I'll just ride her right in. Good morning. Okay, folks. Well, the bike just got serviced, and yeah, it's dirty. I've been caught out in the rain. Well, service is done. That was $469. That was with taxes out the door. Oh, other than resetting the light and all that basic stuff of service, there was an update on the TFT display. So whatever that update for the software is, let's see, got 9,998 miles to the next service, or February 2025. 512 miles on the bike right now. So yeah, it'll be February next year before the next service is due, because I know I'm not getting those miles on there. So let's head home. Dealer costs me a bit all the time. While waiting around, it always gets expensive. You know, Triumph's discontinuing that vented leather jacket, the Braden, B-R-A-D-D-A-N. So it's the green vented one. I didn't get the black one. I ended up getting the green and a medium. That fit me really well. A lot of these jackets nowadays, I have to go from my medium size to have to get a extra large to fit me right. Well, that Braden jacket from Triumph, the medium, fit me perfect. So that was a good thing. think they're about $550. My dealer gave it to me for $400, so that's a good savings. Somehow I keep buying the jackets that are being discontinued, just like this geez, I forget the name of this other jacket I'm wearing now, this winter one. But good jackets. Yeah, this winter one here, I had to go with an extra large to fit. But I'll pick that other jacket up. I'm going to come back to So-So this evening. We're having the showing of the California BDR. So I'll just pick the jacket up then in my truck. And the brackets for my windscreen, my little windscreen, came in already. So I'll pick all that up tonight. So come back to So-So, watch the BDR, and enjoy some free food while we're at it. Love the sound of those Guy Martin pipes. Not too loud. Got baffles in them. Very pleasing tone, nice and throaty. While I was at the dealer, just kind of checking out the Triumph, the Bonneville T120, and the Speed Twin 1200, both bikes that I like for future purchase. And sitting on both, I get my feet down on the ground a lot. I think I'm flat-footed on the Bonnie, on the T120, and not quite flat-footed on the Speed Twin. I really like the Speed Twin. I like the seating position with the bars. But unfortunately, the foot peg position is kind of sporty, and depending on the day, that hurts my feet, my ankles. You know, got some injuries that some days I really can't bend my ankles enough, which is the reason I've given up on sport bikes. Had to move away from them. The T120 Bonnie, you know, this gives me a more relaxed position, just kind of like how the Scrambler does. And that's a lot easier on my ankles, more comfortable. So, you know, it doesn't have the high power motor like the Speed Twin or the Scrambler does. It's got the high torque motor, so not as much power, probably down about 20 horses on 10 or 20 horses on this bike in the Speed Twin. But you know, I'm not looking to race around on either one of those bikes, so that next Triumph's got to be for cruising around, doing some miles, you know, having a passenger, comfortable for me. So I think the T120 is going to get the vote for the next bike I purchase. That bike's going to be I'll probably purchase that bike in Thailand, since that's where it's meant to be. And if I remember the prices, Thailand's about 3,000 more than they are here in the US. But it's a lot cheaper than importing the bike there with a 300% tariff import tax. So seating position on the Bonnie, like I said, it's comfortable for my ankles, and the handlebars, they did not feel like how I'd expect cruiser bars to feel, like a laid back. It actually had a nice feel to it, so that's a pleasant surprise. Yeah, I could live with that T120. Just hope that seat's comfortable enough for a passenger. get home, I'll go over the invoice here for service on the Scrambler. Well, I've got my visor cracked a bit. Curious to see what that sound difference in the wind is when I edit this. Now that I've got the wind reduction on full. Alright guys, back home. Let's go over the invoice here for the service, what all was done. Oh, so it's a 600-mile service, oil filter change service, check steering head bearings, diagnostic check, battery, battery health, reset service light and test ride. So Nat took care of it. She's the Triumph specialist here at So-So. Oh, engine oil, Castrol Power One 10W50. So that was $71.96. The service that I just read off before that was $336. Oil filter, Triumph, $16.95. Sealing washer is $1.51. Then, so changed engine oil and filter, drain plug 25 Newton meters, cleaned and lubed chain, slack was okay. Safety checks done, set tires at 3642. With these Torrance 3s, I've been running 36 on the front, 38 on the rear. Rides a little nicer with 38 versus 42 in the rear. Yeah, the whole time I was gone in Thailand, I did not have the battery tender on. I hooked up the battery tender just a couple days ago. It was green, but it was flashing to charge, you know, it wasn't in the red. So on the load test, it failed, but the bike starts well. When I did hook up the battery tender, within a day it wasn't flashing anymore, it was a solid green, so it just needs to be ridden. And when the battery dies, I'll probably do a Shore-Eye lithium battery to get rid of a little weight. But yeah, the bike just needs to be ridden. Like I said, it hasn't been ridden or on a tender for the last month while I was gone. So they did an update on the instrument software. So whatever that update is, we never know. But they said, yeah, there was a few updates that need to be done. And reset service indicator, ran auto scan, test ride okay. And then that's it. The subtotal was $426.42 with tax, $469.06. Well, that wasn't the only cost. Like I said, I bought that batten jacket. I'll show that here as soon as I pick it up. I think they're showing retail on those, at least from what I saw on the internet, about $550, and got discount on that at $400. So really can't complain about that. I did ask about one thing that really bugs me is Triumph's feature for new riders. Is when you let the clutch out, it brings your idle from 1,000 RPM up to 1,500, so you don't stall the bike, an anti-stall feature. Yeah, a bike like this for brand new riders, we don't need that. Problem with that, idle in first gear keeps it up at 1,500, that's 10 miles an hour going down the road. Think about you're going downhill on a trail where you're wanting it to keep a low idle to check your speed, but that idle keeps going up to 1,500. You're gonna have to pull that clutch in and use the brakes or kill the motor and let it drag against the motor. Yeah, that feature I do not like. That's a brand new rider feature that's not necessary in a bike like this. I did ask about the possibility of retrofitting the ignition switch from the 2024 models coming out to get rid of the key fob. They don't have any 24s right now, but I guess I'm not the only one that asked about it. So when they get them in, they're going to look into the possibilities of that. Should there be a possibility, a way we could do it, I will definitely be doing that, because I hate the key fob on this bike. Triumph, the way they did it, it's worthless because you got to pull the key out to do everything other than start the bike. The Triumph should have studied from BMW. The key fob on the BMW is well integrated, from locking your steering head to your unlocking your fuel cap, everything. You never had to take that key fob out of your pocket for anything, except for pulling the seat off the bike if you needed to do that. Otherwise, that key fob stayed in my pocket. This bike, I don't lock the fuel cap. That way I don't have to pull the key fob out. I still have to pull the key fob out to lock my steering head. And that really sucks, you know? Every time you stop, I gotta pull this out because I don't leave my bike unlocked. And I gotta do this. So if I gotta do this, why have a key fob? So that's my big complaint, other big complaint about the bike. Hopefully a retrofit will be available that we could redo that portion. So other than that, like I said, I hate that anti-stall feature for new riders. You could do away with that. Wish that could be done away with. So anyways, I better get out of here. Thanks for coming along. And I will show that jacket when I pick it up here tonight. Have a good one. Well, guys, this is the jacket I bought. Easier to show you here and to take it out of the bag they put it in for me. So it's the bottom jacket. Perforated, so it'd be nice for summer. Some armor, shoulders back, elbows, soft armor, Triumph on the back. So picked up the only medium they had. That fits me good. Whereas nowadays a lot of the new jackets, the size makes me wear an extra large.